What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld, and today we're going to be talking about some quick and easy fixes that can make your team better regardless of what your overall is and what your money situation is. Now, when you look at my team right now, keep in mind I've had the game since August, so if you just got the game now, you might be looking like, wow, your team is really good, but it's taken a lot of time and energy in order to make the team what it is right now. But you can also get your team up to this level by doing basic things. Whether you're a no money spent player, you buy packs every now and again, it doesn't really matter. You choose your path and you stick with it. But one of the major things that you guys just don't seem to understand is that when players need to be replaced, you have to be willing to replace them. So for instance, right, there are certain cards that you don't have to spend an enormous amount of coins for, but the market is still so bad that you can actually get. Denzel Ward is a very, very good card that is very, very cost effective that you can get with these type of numbers very, very quickly. I'm using him as an example because he's going to come in at around 200 and something. I think that people are selling him for like 230, 240K, right? You power him up. He is very, very similar to Deion Sanders when fully powered up. All he's lacking, as you can see, is the zone coverage, right? Very, very good man, all that stuff like that. And he also has very, very good press. Let me go ahead and explain to you guys how important press is in certain situations, because I still use Deion. Deion doesn't press though, even though you'll press him. If you press him out of zone, he'll just start backpedaling at the snap. If you press him out of man, he still won't actually engage. He'll just like hover above the player because he's that fast. Keep in mind though, I do have 49ers chem on him, so he has additional speed to go forward with that. But the reason that I point that out is Denzel Ward is still going to play a lot better because he has that press rating. Now, when you look at guys like Richard Sherman and other cards that you guys are asking, like, yo, Gmia, what if I soup this card up? What if I make this card better? They don't have the speed. So if you don't have certain chems on them as a cornerback, they're going to get burnt and dealt with accordingly. Like straight up burnt. Like it's going to be really, really bad what happens to them. If you decide to go that route, I don't recommend it. Like Richard Sherman, I have a 49er theme team and I don't even got his power up. Like that dude right there is way too slow to be on my field, bro. So I just don't utilize him, right? But things like this, looking for key players that are also good, I play a lot of people with really, really good teams that still start Denzel Ward. Okay, so as far as the coin situation, he's a very, very cost-effective card that you can get that's very, very similar to the top players. Keep in mind that the NFL 100 promo that's going on actively, you're going to want to be playing that right now because you're going to get a free high overall 94, whatever their ratings are, at the end of the 6-week period. And currently, I don't see the solos, well, not the solos, the missions, they call them now. The missions and the challenges expiring. I'm going to show you that in a couple seconds, just in case you're new. Most of you guys have already seen the video where I kind of explained it to you, that you play all the solos, and then at the end of 6 weeks, you're going to get a nat version of any of the card that you want, but just one of them. All right, so Denzel Ward is something that's a quick, easy fix in your secondary that you should definitely be able to take a lot of advantage of having him on your team. Night Train Lane, his price has dropped tremendously. And this is something that I really, really want to point out. This card is so good, bro, because not only does he play, crazy zone with that crazy press, he will hit and knock your eye sockets out of your head in this game. He's I think he's the highest rated hit power corner. Now, Mel Blount, he's probably going to get an NFL 100 card. For those of you guys that know what's going on with Mel Blount, we got to see exactly what happens with his speed. But I would love to have two corners like that. That's probably the only way I would realistically rage sell Deion Sanders is if Mel Blount has decent speed and he has that crazy hit power. Because that's pretty much going to help you on the outside runs. When you make contact with the running back, it's that much higher of a chance of a fumble without Pat Tillman getting involved. Pat Tillman always does cleanup work. Like he's going to blast somebody like instantly or whatever, but you can get a lot of success. I've already gotten several fumbles with Night Train Lane and I wasn't even clicked on them. Like the CPU just running and doing headshots. And no, I don't have my coaching adjustments set to aggressive tackling either. He just does it because his hit power is so, it's ridiculous. His hit power is out. It's so insane. Look, he's cheap right now. He's in the 3s. Please, if you need a corner, check him out. Try to work with him and see what he can do. The dude has a 92 hit power. Like, just try it out. If it doesn't work, all right, his price is already cheap. I don't see it going that much further down. All right, whatever it is, leave it alone. But I guarantee you, if these running backs, especially the ones that I use, Eric Dickerson and Barry Sanders, if you guys run into this guy, you are fumbling the football every single time. You're getting blasted and you're going to fumble. So those are cheap alternatives to kind of boost your secondary very, very quickly. And some of you guys were asking, you know, what are the newer recommendations that I have that's cost effective that you guys should do? These two are definitely key. Now, Julius Peppers is still around the 350 range. If he comes down a little bit more, I would highly recommend him too. His card is very, very good. Lawrence Taylor has dropped to about 600. He was at like 580 yesterday. These are cards that are really, really good that I would definitely recommend. And as far as Mutt Captain, I would go with Ryan Shazier. Now, for those of you guys that missed some of the Mutt Captain tokens, I don't think you're going to have a chance to get them back until the end of the year. So this might be an issue. If you just got the game on Black Friday, it's something new. You may not be able to upgrade your Ryan Shazier to that overall. I just want to note that, because the team captain tokens are part of the promos and they expire rather quickly. So defensively, I'm going to recommend highly Night Train Lane and Denzel Ward. Is like, these guys can be your two starting corners, bro. You can go out there and just put in work on a regular basis. Obviously, I would like for you guys to complete Mutt Master, but it is something that's very, very involved. But Pat Tillman is the best defensive card in the game, and all you have to do is grind to get him. All right? Offensively, this is very, very important, but I know that it's something that can cost you guys a lot. Eric Dickerson will change your life. Like, you'll just go out there. I don't care what your level of play is. He's going to break 9,000 tackles at some point, and he's going to go for 6. I would highly recommend him over every running back in the game. And that's just, Barry Sanders, the new Chris Johnson. I would highly recommend this card to anybody. Now, at the end of the 6-week period, would he be the best card available? We don't know, because Randy Moss more than likely is going to be released, and he probably would be the best card out of everything, because he's probably going to have a 99 speed. Maybe they surprise us and we get somebody else that's better, but I probably wouldn't take this guy as your free card unless you already have everything else. If that's the case, then whatever. But he is the best running back in the game by far. There's no question about it. It is what it is. It's over. Point blank, period. Okay, so that's something that I just want you guys to know. Now, the cheapest that I've seen him at recently, he went all the way down to like 580, 570. But because people realize that he's such a good card, I saw that his price is raised back to the 600s. Now, if you're grinding the game and you don't want to spend money, you can save up a lot and be able to get him. It's going to take you some time, though. Also, additionally, you can also play draft champions. You can play head-to-head. There's a lot of different ways to make coins as you plan towards getting these cards. So you can grind to get a lot of different things. He would be the ideal running back for anybody that watches this video at this point. If you're watching this in December of 2019, Eric Dickerson is the best running back in the game. All right, and like I said, it is what it is. I know his price has gone up a little bit, but if you were to get rid of a couple players and be able to afford him, I would highly recommend this card on your team. All right, those are my top 3 right now for quick, easy fixes, because defensively, the 2 cards that I showed you, well, 3 if you include Julius Peppers, Night Train Lane and Denzel Ward, they will change your life defensively. This guy is changing your life offensively. Ideally, you're going to also need a decent offensive line, but it's not necessarily true that you need my offensive line that I have currently. As long as your guys have good impact block and lead block, you're all set. But Eric Dickerson is definitely something that you need to check out. As far as the missions that's going to get you the free card, because I know many of you guys are going to still be, asking about it just to make sure, you're going to have to go over to your challenges and you're going to look for NFL 100, and then you're going to see that the solos, for now, they don't appear to be expiring. Okay, so because they're not expiring, you're going to need to get in. You're going to need to play all of them. They're very, very quick. You got to do 1 or 2 things to make the solo end. You get the 1 star, you get the power up, and it's over. All right, at the end of the 6 weeks, you are going to get a free version of any of these cards fully powered, not fully powered up, but the full overall of the 94, whatever they choose to make the cards go to. This is very, very important that you guys do this. Please, just like if it doesn't expire, this is good for everybody, which is what I think EA Sports is doing, just in case, people get the game late, Hanukkah, Christmas, you get it for Black Friday. So I think they're going to give you guys at least 1 promo that doesn't expire. So this might be the one, but just in case they update it and it's not there, I'm going to need all of you guys to make sure that you're taking advantage and you're getting all of those free cards, because I do believe that that's going to be a huge factor come the end of December when everybody is looking for the best way to get new cards and things of that nature. So, you know, overall looking at it, those are some of my highly recommended tips that I would say is going to change your life in the game. Because you should be able to go out with just those things, regardless of your team overall. You should be able to be competitive in those games, because those cards hold attributes that are going to be a lot better than a lot of the other things that are readily available with the other cards that cost a lot more. Now, for those of you guys that are worried about Randy Moss, should you go after Randy Moss? Should you go after Tyreek Hill? These guys are pretty much decoys. This is I'm giving you guys like a really, really insightful tip. These guys are pretty much decoys. Tyreek Hill is a decoy. Randy Moss is a decoy. Why am I calling them a decoy? Why would I call a guy that has 98 speed and all this excel a decoy? Let me explain to you again. He's not burning a dead cockroach. Like, dudes are running with him step for step. I don't think that there's any corner right now, unless you're like Deion Sanders with, you know, the double chem or whatever, that can get to 98 speed. But for some reason, linebackers and cornerbacks run step for step with Tyreek Hill. I can't explain it, which is why I'm not really... If you can afford to go after Tyreek Hill or Randy Moss and just have them as a decoy in the running game, I would say cool. But ideally, I just don't think that it's something that makes a lot of sense for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't think that it does. But if it works for you and you feel that, you know, you want to have that decoy on your team, that's cool. But, you know, for the most part, I would focus on your O-line, getting a decent O-line, regardless of, you know, who you choose, and make sure they have good impact block and lead block. Eric Dickerson offensively, these are key components to making your team just ready to go and go out there week in league, get some wins, go to head-to-head, get some wins, whatever. Many of you guys are already saying, based on some of the gameplays and the recommendations that I've been giving you, that you've been winning a lot more. And I'm so happy to hear that, because we're utilizing the players that matter. Everybody else, don't worry about it. Focus on these guys if you can't really afford a lot. Like I said, these guys are relatively cheap. There are so many missions available if you don't want to spend money, which like I always say, you don't need to if you want to grind the game. So definitely look into that and let me know how it's working. But those things that I just explained to you, I promise you, you're going to get a lot more action out there on those fields with these particular players on your squad, regardless of your overall as you come up. At least you have something to look forward to, and you know that currently they work the right way. If anything changes due to a title update or a tune, I will let you know. So definitely subscribe, turn on your post notifications, stay blessed. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. One love.